Hello, I'm going to be your guide for Summer of Love Novena, Day 23, the Sorrowful Mysteries. And we are, I wanted to say focusing, but it's really, I don't know, resonating, deeply listening to what does it mean to have a devotion to Our Lady, to our Mother, and to trust fully with our hearts. And how does that change us in the world? And I will bring this to you in some moving and bodyful way. So when I first think of devotion, I feel this real bowing down to a power greater than me or bowing down to something. And it stirs in me my little sort of growing up Catholic, my little anti guru kind of um, doubt, and that I sat with for many years of my life. And so it brings me into how do we explore in our bodies to feel what is it like to be devoted to our mother. So we know that, we are wanting to be devoted through our hearts. So sometimes when we feel something heartfelt, or when I feel something very heartfelt, I like to bring my hands to my heart. And in some of the movement practices I engage with, we often open a round of movement, of opening to what's possible, noticing everybody else who's with us in that moment, and then just bringing the hands back to the heart. And in that small gesture, I feel a devotion, a love, a connection that's greater than just me and my individual self. So let's just do that a few times to see what that stirs in you. So if we just open our arms, and if you feel like you can't go really wide, perhaps, you only go here. Maybe you just go here and then bring it in to our hearts. And just notice what stirs in you around devotion. And of course, we can play more fully in this gesture, bring a bit more movement into this gesture, and really open up to even more and see what that does. And of course, if you're not ready to go there, you can bring it in less, or you can just scale this. You can just start here. You can bring the hands here and then bring it to the heart and see what happens as you start working with this gesture and you begin to feel that love and devotion to our mother, who is, if we look around and stay awake to everything that's going on around us, or at least this is what's happening to me in the world. As I experience the delights, I just experience the delights of our mother in the world. And if I'm feeling low, like this is the Sorrowful Mysteries today, maybe the gesture is very small because I can only take in so much if I'm in a very sorrowful space. So perhaps I just do this gesture very close to me, trying to nourish myself as I am in a difficult place, perhaps. Perhaps that feels what helps. Or maybe if I'm in this really sorrowful place with the sorrowful mysteries, I really need to go big. I really need to really say yes to these sorrowful things, but then it's yes to the love that I can really bring into my heart and develop my compassionate muscle, which I believe is what we bring into the world as we bring our devotion, and that the mother is everywhere. The mother is in every molecule, everything we see. When I delight in the birds or when I delight in my walk, praying to her, seeing all the creatures, the environment, everything that's in the world that is a result of who she is and what she brings us. So what if we continue with, and maybe, one of the easiest way to start with this gesture is one hand on the heart and bringing the other out to then bring it back into the heart. Does that feel more doable sometimes? So we have a hand, maybe we're protecting our heart, maybe we're, especially in those difficult moments, not able to bring in quite as much because we feel that tenderness. Maybe just do that small gesture with the other hand and then bring it in the heart. But there's something very nourishing in this simple gesture of bringing the hands to the heart and how much we can take in. And I think sometimes my skeptic, my anti-guru, which I think is a good thing, because then I don't put it on to another person, is hard for me to then just surrender to the mother and all that she can offer me, all that unconditional love and compassion, and that she's there when we need her. And I have found myself so often doing the ER novena to really bring her in and honor her and help me through some of those difficult moments of really giving thanks that she has answered my prayer and offering her that prayer and that 9 Hail Marys with asking for help, and then the 10th with gratitude. So perhaps we can bring more in this gesture with the gratitude. And as we bring it into the heart, and we begin to let it sink into the whole brain, into our whole body, feeling that sink, absorption, and then the gentle rising and that sink and absorption, that devotion, and that gentle rising as our heart becomes so full and so moved with compassion that we see all that around us is part of us. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I'm not saying I do this all the time, but with devotion to our mother, I can be in it more often. So thank you for allowing me to be your guide on this Summer of Love Novena. Amen.